Good afternoon, my good people. It's your favorite podcaster, Tommy Green, back with another episode of Convicted Conversations. Here with me today, I have a different guest than I've ever interviewed before. Everyone else I've had on has been someone I've known for a few years, but this young man is someone I've only known for a few months, but have been thoroughly impressed with. He's actually formerly incarcerated and doing this thing out here in the community by giving back, mentoring, peer support, and soon to become a SWIT instructor for us. That's successful in transition. So without further ado, allow me to introduce Mr. Michael Creeth. Welcome, brother.
How you doing? Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So look, again, the guys I've interviewed before have been, guys I've known for a while. Mm-hmm. Will, my business partner, you know him. Scott So, you know him. He also works with Wounded Healers, which is how we actually connected. Micah is one of our first peer support specialists in this area. Shout out to Micah. Wounded Healers, baby. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the mic over to you and let you tell the people what Wounded Healers is about.
Wounded Healers is a nonprofit organization that provides peer support. To make a long story short, what we do is we just try to get brothers that's been down the same road we've been and show them a good way, show them the way to go, provide them with resources and kind of like a coach or a mentor and just like, be there for them when they need somebody to talk to, because we know that this step is a hard step and it's a struggle. You know what I'm saying? It's only so much of a short window before they go back to the hopelessness. So we want to be that bridge to help them get to the next step so they can continue to carry on.
Cool. So tell me a little bit more about who you are, where you from, how'd you get here? Or I know you from Chicago first, right? Yeah. Okay, so tell us about that and tell me when you got to North Carolina.
Originally, I'm from Chicago, Chicago, Illinois, Southside, of course.
Southside with Kanye, right? Kanye's from there, right?
Yeah.
Did you know Kanye West?
No.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't know how old Kanye is, but
yeah, different.
Yeah, I ain't get to know him.
Gotcha. Okay, Southside Chicago, born and raised.
Yeah. I moved here when I was kind of young. We moved here in 1995, I think. Yeah, I remember it was Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. The day before Valentine's Day, because we got to North Carolina on Valentine's Day. I do remember that.
You said 95.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you again? I'm sorry.
I'm 40.
40?
Yeah,
right.
40
years old. So 95, you're about
I was
12.
born in 83. I'm a Libra.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Libra gang.
Libra gang.
Okay, so 95, you're around 12 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened again? How did you get to North Carolina?
I got to North Carolina. I don't really know what happened. I know my family, we packed up, moved out on the Greyhound with a couple bags, and we came to North Carolina to live with my grandma. Wow. Back then, I didn't know what was going on,
Yeah.
But, as you get older, you learn things. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I kind of put the pieces to the puzzle together and kind of figured out like what was really going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting. So so now, fast forward or in retrospect rather, why did you move, or why do you think that you all had to move?
My mama and my daddy used drugs a lot, so then my daddy was part of a gang, so like I just kind of tied that in together. I ain't had no direct details,
right.
But as you get older, you grow. My spirit of discernment is strong, so you kind of see things. Right. You can kind of tell how things go, and you put pieces together. Right. So.
Right. I mean,
the way that we moved, and now I'm a family man. I'm the head of a family, so.
Right.
I would have never did my family like that. Never. I don't care what's going on. I'm going to stand up and handle it. I'm not going to just up and pack my family up and just immediately move. So it had to be something crazy. So that's what I always took that up to. Because they use drugs. Heavy drug, crack. You know what I'm saying? I just smoke weed, and alcoholics, they crack. So.
Right. Both of your parents?
Both of my parents.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, so you get to North Carolina. What direction did your life go? Well, actually, so what was the difference, from going from Southside Chicago, big city, lot going on, to a rural, down south state, Like, how did that feel? I mean, if you can even remember back that far, could you tell the difference? Did you know you was like in another place?
Yeah, it was more boring because we moved to the country.
Right.
Where we moved to in Raleigh, North Carolina, it was so country. It was on the road.
Right.
Road didn't even have no street lights at night.
Oh, wow.
I swore every morning I used to walk to school, I used to see spaceships, and I used to be scared.
Right,
yeah, I
right.
used to be scared. So like,
Yeah, city boy in the country,
this
country, you know how to handle it.
It was crazy.
Right,
So,
right, yeah.
Yeah, it was completely different, but I thought I was slick, and I thought I could do the same thing I was doing up there down here, but
Wow.
yeah, couldn't find out it didn't work like that.
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. So fast forward now, you know, we're all formerly incarcerated or whatever. So, like, what landed you inside? Like, how does your life turn from I'm trying to adapt to the spaceships or the
Right.
country life, the slow life, to now facing time?
In retrospect, honestly, just not getting enough attention.
Wow.
Honestly,
Wow.
just not getting enough attention at home.
Yeah.
But then I was just bored, so I used to do everything I could just possibly think of.
Wow.
Because we living on a country road, so the neighbor house over there, I'm gonna break in the neighbor house. The Mexican I used to go to school with, the Spanish guy I used to go to school with, he used to work with his dad, so he used to have money all the time. Like, so I used to be so tempted by that shit. So so I used to steal my dad checks, and I used to write them, and I used to go to the store and cash my dad checks. Like, just I didn't have nothing else to do. I didn't understand.
Wow.
Yeah, no guidance, no nothing.
Gotcha. So got into the streets more so. So your first few charges, whatever got you time first. So drug charges or
Drug
theft?
charges.
Drug charges.
Drug charges.
And what year was that? Or what year was you? Which year was your first bid?
2004.
2004.
2004.
Drug charge.
Drug charge.
Wow.
Possession.
Gotcha. But a light bid. How long was it?
My first charge, actually, ever, I got put on probation.
Right.
Yeah, I got put on
That's
probation.
how the system.
for,
We all go through that first. So
Yeah.
everybody gets put on probation first, so
Yeah,
they can stack
12
the deck
months.
against you.
12 months
Right.
probation. We know he about to crash out.
Right.
Yeah, they know he about to crash.
Right. So
Not
it was
the one
more or
that-
less it was a probation violation.
Probation violation. But that's how they get you.
Right.
Because you get the double time now. Because you
Yeah.
catch a new charge with the time that they about to give you if you violate your probation.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah.
now you trapped.
Yeah.
And you just so want to get out the courthouse, want to get out of jail.
We talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
Plea agreements, plea arrangements, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for those the layman's, a plea arraignment is an agreement between you and the district attorney. They'll offer you lower time or lighter sentences for reduced charges, whatever, whatnot. And the thing about it is the way North Carolina is set up, they sentence you under what they call structured sentencing guidelines, which means that for every charge you have, you got a certain amount of points to give you extra time, or they'll line up your time to match the points. So long story short, you take a plea for whatever,
6 months.
6 months probation,
Right.
catch another charge or whatever, or get into some more trouble. So now you automatically got the 6 months. You got the time that comes with that charge.
Right.
And depending on where you at in the sentencing bracket, because you're already convicted of something in the first place, because you was on probation, they might give you extra time like that too.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah. So anyways, well, how many months was it again? It was less than a year.
It was 14 months.
14. Oh, a little
Yeah.
bit more than a year. First
Yeah.
time. And then how many times? And when was the last time you were incarcerated? How old were you?
I was 32.
32 years old.
32.
So between 19 and 32, how many times that you went to prison?
5.
5 between, and that's a nice little stretch of a man's time, like the age of 19 to the age of 33, in and out of
Yeah.
prison. Wow. Do you remember the longest bid you did?
It was 29 months.
So a little bit more than 2 years.
Yeah.
Right.
2 years, 5 months, something like that.
Got you. How old were you then?
25 to 27, I think.
Got you.
Yeah, it's weird how it fell because
Yeah.
I always get locked up during the time of my birthdays. So if I get anything more than a year, I might spend 2 birthdays in prison. But it's really not 2 years. It's like weird. How it falls,
Yeah, for sure.
But it happened like that a lot.
Right.
Yeah, it happened like that a lot.
Wow.
Because the 29 months, I did 3 birthdays in prison.
Yeah.
But only did 29 months. And the 14 months, I did 2 birthdays in prison, but I didn't really do 24 months in prison. It's weird.
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird.
So take me back. Let's go back to the first bid. All right. 19 years old. What at Pope?
Yeah.
That's the youth spread in North Carolina. Now, I've heard a lot of crazy things about Pope.
Yeah.
I never went to Pope. They sent me straight to adult spread,
Right.
so I never experienced that. So what was it like being inside the penitentiary, whether it's juvenile or not, still depending, incarcerated, and at 19 years old with other, young and hot-headed kids,
Yeah.
basically.
They was young as like 16, I think.
Right. Wow.
17.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was wild. It was wild. Because a lot of them boys had a lot of time, like 60 years, 50 years, 40 years.
Right.
So they just lost all hope. They didn't care no more. So
Yeah.
it was fight. It was gladiator school. Y'all was going to fight.
Wow.
So you got to establish your dominance immediately so
Wow.
you can just get out of there.
Wow. So, and I get that, well, at least I've heard that a lot, about you being locked up at a young age.
Mm-hmm.
You did your longest stretch at what, 27? You said
27, 25 to 27.
And that's when you had the 29 months.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got you. What counts were you at when you did that stretch?
I went from Craven to Wake. I got busted back from Wake. Went to Scotland.
Wow, hold on now. Wake, as in Raleigh, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you got busted back from Wake to Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
That's a dramatic
Yeah, 'cause
change.
I was young.
Right.
I was young, and they put me at Wake Advance. Wake Advance is the sweetest camp everybody in the world want to go to.
Right, exactly.
Because you get there and you're right in the streets from where I'm from.
Right.
Yeah, and they give you a job outside.
Right. So that's funny, and wow, I was at Scotland for 6 years. I was at Scotland from 2004 to 2010. And Scotland was, so the difference between these two prisons, right?
Mm-hmm.
In North Carolina also, I don't know if other states is like this or not, but you got custody levels, right?
Right.
You got green, brown, and what's the third? Like what's gray? I want to say. I don't know, but anyway, it's 3 different custody levels. No matter the color.
Minimum, medium, and maximum. Yeah.
Right. No, close. Remember, it's one in between.
It's
close. Minimum, medium, close, maximum. Okay, so Scotland,
I think the last 3 were the same colors, though.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
I'm not mistaken.
Okay. So, again, Wake is a green closed camp, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so Scotland is closed custody. That's like 3 levels away, which means that, people in the green clothes, they have short time. They have a lot more to lose. There are people that's trying to stay out of trouble at the end of their bid, so on and so forth. Now, at the other custody level, this is where you have everyone ranges from a year or 2 to getting out to life.
Right.
So you got all walks of life in closed custody more so than Wake. That's why it's mind-boggling. Like, damn, that's a dramatic contrast.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, so take us there. How did it feel to go from Wake to? Because I did it in reverse. Actually, I went from Scotland to a couple of others in between, and I made it to Wake. So I've actually been to both of these camps.
That's what normal people do.
Right. But I go the other way.
Right.
But I did that too, honestly. I went from green to medium, though, because I got busted back, but I didn't go all the way back to closed custody. So anyways, sorry, again, how did it feel to go from Wake to Scotland?
Sickening.
Right.
Sickening.
Wow.
Yeah, I regretted every minute of it.
Yeah.
And
I believe it.
And though you still incarcerated, it's different because at Wake you have way more freedoms. You know, you get to the camp and they immediately give you a job, and now you're going out into the streets. You're going out into the public. You're interacting with the public every day, eating street food, doing everything almost close to being free. It's just you have to go back here and sleep. You have to stay here on the weekends. That's it.
Wow.
So to give up those privileges was kind of a dumb decision, really.
Wow.
Honestly.
So we talked about an incident earlier in the kitchen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was that when you was at Scotland, or that was somewhere else?
No, that was my first bid. That's not my longest bid.
Oh, okay. So what was
First
that
time.
at? That was at Pope?
That was at Eastern.
Oh, Eastern. That's what
Yeah.
you said, Eastern.
Because I went from my first time in prison, I processed at Pope, and they sent me to Wake again, and I got busted back from Wake and went to Eastern.
Dang.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So on 2 of your bids, you ended up getting busted back.
3.
On 3 of them.
Three,
Wow.
yeah.
So you was wilding out most of all of your bids.
Yeah.
Wow. So okay. Now, with the incident that we talked about, I know it's going to be kind of touchy,
Mm-hmm.
but is that like your? So what was? I'm gonna just ask then. What was your most eye-opening event on state? Even if that wasn't it, like what made you? Because some kind of transition happened from you being this guy that's wilding out on every bid to where you're at now. And I like to always think, you know, and maybe that's not for me to say, because I like to always think though that transition happened inside somewhere. But if it didn't happen for you inside,
Yeah.
it's cool. But
It definitely happened inside.
So how did that happen?
2 things. It was 2 things. My mom passed away, and I couldn't go to the funeral, even though I could afford to go to the funeral. I couldn't. The prison wouldn't let me go to the funeral.
Wow.
The county jail didn't want the responsibility of taking me to the funeral, so they just sent me off to prison in a private car. I didn't even go on the bus that day. They just shipped me like on a Wednesday. You know.
Wow.
So
what year was that? Like how old were you when your mom died?
that was 2009.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that was 2009 December.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So this is on the 29-month bid. No.
This was because this was 8 to 10. I had just got.
Okay, so this is one of the in between.
Yeah,
ones.
because
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, so that was one of your, because you know it's funny you say it like that, right? You know, you heard the term, what is it called? Defining moments, or
Yeah.
one of your defining moments.
Yeah.
And some people like to think that everyone has like that one defining moment that changed them, but I say that I don't agree with that. It's been situations and things that happened in my life that really shaped me. So I feel like I had a lot of defining moments, and it sounds like you kind of in the same category. It wasn't just like that one thing that got you here. It took a couple of things. So, but just wanted to point that out.
Right. Yeah, and that's true. That's true because it definitely took a couple things. It was my mom passing away, and I couldn't get to the funeral. And then I came home, and I realized like my mom's gone. Like that really broke me down.
Yeah. I believe it.
And then another time was when I was in prison again, and my daughter wanted me to leave with her when she came to visit me. She was like, "Come on, Dad, let's go." And I'm just like,
"Oh, damn,
I can't go, boy." And she like, "Wow, like,
wow,
I'm right here with you. Why you can't go?"
Right.
So, yeah, that broke my heart, and that's when I knew, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna figure it out.
Wow.
I got to go out here and figure it out. So,
wow. Speaking of figuring it out, like, what are you doing now? Like, what's your occupation? How's it going?
I'm a roofer.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a roofer.
Yeah.
I fabricate metal right now, but I graduate school in March. I get my bachelor's degree. So I have a project management degree in March. So, and the company I work for, they already looking at me to hire me. So,
wow.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that as well.
That's dope. Wow.
Then I got to do the peer support on the side because, like I said, I want to help somebody else. It's possible. And I want to help somebody else because I know it's not easy. So I know that, like, I want to be that support for somebody because I didn't have it. And I don't want to be one of those persons that just because I didn't have it, I'm not gonna give it to nobody else.
Wow.
I know what it takes, and I know sometimes all you need is just somebody to talk to and somebody to just be there for you. So
Wow.
I like peer support because I want to do that for somebody else.
Yeah, that's really dope. That's really dope. So, tell the people how to get in touch with you, man.
You can contact me in my email, micahcreath.whnc@gmail.com. That's MICACREATH.WHNC@gmail.com. Or you can hit me on Facebook at Michael Creef. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Got you. Yeah, and if you want to know more about Wounded Healers, that's ncwoundedhealers.com. I think that's our website. But you can always Google NC Wounded Healers. Catch us there. And I say us because I'm kind of affiliated with that too. I'm actually the chairman of the nonprofit board. But great organization, formerly incarcerated people, mentoring and doing peer support for other formerly incarcerated people. So if you know somebody out there struggling, trying to get back out here into society and they transition, hit up Wounded Healers. And of course, they're partnered with Sweat Success While in Transition. We all out here doing the same thing, trying to give back to the community, trying to help others that was just like us, trying to empower people that have been powerless for a long time, for lack of a better way of saying that. Thank you to the folks that tuned in, and please don't forget to subscribe and share. As always, remember, keep your head up, and as long as you're breathing, you got a chance to right all your wrongs. Peace and love, my good people. Talk to you soon.